did that happen?
Lucky break. You know, we had played a live concert with Billy Joel out on Long Island at a place called WLIR. It's still there, radio station. It's always been a great station. We were doing a live broadcast out there, and they made a tape, as they often do in radio stations. They had a reel-to-reel going there. And somehow we ended up with a very nice 7.5 copy, a very hot tape of the live performance, and we were just happened to be on that day. We did about 45 minutes. And one of our members of the band, Rick Frank, the drummer, actually got a cassette of that and slipped it to Jerry Rubin, the activist that was very popular back in those days, who was actually was hanging out with John a little bit then. So I guess Jerry slipped him the tape, and John and Yoko loved it. They thought the band really had a lot of soul, and John told me a couple of months later that he had just heard all the ingredients in that tape that he required. He was hot to play and was excited about maybe trying to meet a band that wasn't too totally committed to anybody, unsigned, local. We were just around the corner. He was living on Bank Street, and we rehearsed 2 doors down at Magna Graphics, so how perfect was that? I actually would see John when I was on my way to rehearsal. He'd be in the Korean deli down the corner buying stuff, him and Yoko sometimes, and in those days you just didn't jump up and, get on his case, though, down in the village. It wasn't like that, so. But the way it worked out, it was very surprising that about 3 weeks later we got the call and he wanted to come down and jam. So he stopped by that studio, Magna Graphics, and we kept him waiting for a little over an hour outside because we wouldn't believe the roadies that he was out there. We just kept saying, oh, yeah, right, sure, he's there, sure. So they came in and he had that suit on from Abbey Road, and it was that white suit, and it was just like, oh my God, it was like,